drop this big plastic box over everything to help keep everything a little bit warm. Hopefully it'll soak up the sun during the day and break a little bit of wind during the night. And then the other cool part that we're kind of working on, we had a little bit of a science project where we mixed up some pollen patty and sugar water and cooked it on the stove, brought it up to 240 degrees, let it cool down to 195, and then poured it out and it hardened. And we made this really cool thing. It's called a candy board. What it is, it's a special extra deep inner cover. We're going to put it towards the front with the entrance so it acts as a vent for the humidity to get out. And then it's got a couple of pollen patties in there, along with this white sugar stuff in there. And it's all hardened up, so when we put it in, we're going to put it right here in the sandwich above the bee boxes, so that way during the winter, and we're also going to flip it over, so it's going to be the roof of the box that they're living in. So in the winter, the humidity will soften the sugar and the bees will come up and eat it slowly all winter, and hopefully it'll keep them going. And then on top we're going to have an empty box, so that way the moisture will go up through the hole in the center and just vent out, and hopefully everything's going to go well. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to get started now and see how it goes. Now we're going to start setting this up for the winter, and we're going to see what happens. We brought all our tools and our smoke and everything else because we don't know what's going to happen. We've never actually done this before. Take a quick peek here, see how many bees are in this upper box. We don't think there's too many in there. I'm not seeing any. There's a few on the bottom of these frames, so we're going to have to figure out how to keep them warm. But what we're going to do real quick is we're just going to snap it open at this joint here, and then we're going to try sliding in the candy board. I think we got it loose.
That's good.
Okay. John's got his side, I got mine. John, do you want me to do the candy board?
Yeah.
Okay, just hold on 1 second. Back with the candy board, you got the sugar on there, got the vent side, and then John's going to pick it up and I'm going to slide this in. Now we're going to put that brood box right back on top. Excuse me, this empty super on top of the brood. So all the bees down the bottom are going to stay warm.
I'm not squared up.
John's got his side squared up. So now John's going to grab the 2 moisture boards. And we're going to, real quick here, try to empty some of these bees out. Everything's stuck pretty good, so I guess we're going to need our hive tools one more time this year. We got the drone comb frame that's still empty. Didn't build anything this year. Our first frame, not much on it. Trying to shake the bees off. May have to brush them a little bit. Try to keep everybody warm and not waste too much time here. Maybe start with the outer frames first. Having a little bit of trouble with these, not going as well as we were hoping. Trying to shake them all over the box, hoping that the queen's not sitting on there somewhere. Ready for me to take that one, John?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's not going too well either. That one shook off a little bit better on this side. Yep. One bee left still there. Hope I remember to zip my veil up, because they're going to fly a little bit now. Give it a good shake, John. You have to over the thing, if not in front. So maybe they'll find their way in. They're really buzzing in my head right now. All right, if that thing's pretty good, we'll zip it up as quick as we can with that moisture board, John. What we did was we tried to shake off all the bees, get them over here towards the entrance, and then I took those frames away, so hopefully they won't be hanging around too much on those frames. Trying to clean off the box here, and hopefully the bees will find their way back to the hive. Now our next step, we're going to think about fitting our box to the hive. So we're going to have to do a little engineering here, because we still need to cut an entrance hole in the front here and poke a little hole for this upper vent. A little engineering oversight. I've got some bees crawling on the side of the box, so it's going to be a little trickier to measure than I thought. But we're going to be able to do it. We'll just move some of the stuff out of the way here and see how it goes. So it's going to take me a second to set up. I got one bee right here. I don't know what's going on with it, but must have been in a panic. You see those pollen pockets right there on the back legs? How they're really full of the yellow. Wow. So get a good view on this bee right here. The little pollen sacs on the back legs, how they're so full. Hopefully it'll find its way back to the cell. I've got a few more here. I'm going to try leaving some of my bees here without getting too stung up. So some measurements. We're going to back to our project of dropping the black box on. The box is the top of it we're going to want right here. So we'll see how far down the bottom is. We leave that right on there. It says 30.5 inches. And then our hole is going to be 9 inches down. And the center is going to be our box is going to be 8 1/4, because our thing is 16.5. So we're going to be 9 inches down and 30.5. So we'll come back in a minute once we have it cut off. Our black box, which is wax coated, so hopefully it's not going to deteriorate too much with the moisture. We've got all our covers lined up here nice and square. We've got our boxes lined up. hold on to that for a second, John?
Yeah.
I gotta think about this here for a second because I do have a few things I gotta make sure I got this thing 100% right. Because we're not gonna be back in here moving it again. And I got a couple of bees still floating around here. Another engineering oversight.
Yeah, you check your barrel cage for
So we're gonna have to try to make sure that the bees are getting down. Are there any bees on that side over there, John?
Yeah, there's two.
All right,
If you
just-
want, you can lower this and I'll just keep swiping.
Okay. Swoop towards the front. See in the back. Good on my side. How's the front looking?
You can keep going down more.
How are we doing?
You good, you keep going.
How are we doing?
You're right about on half of it.
I got a 1/4 inch on top. We're going to drop down a little bit more. All right, so we're down.
And you're right on the cover with the whole thing, okay?
So our hole's lined up for the vent. We've got the entrance still open. And we've got our box on. So now we're able to put our winter cover on and should be pretty good up here. It'll be a snug fit. We're going to squeeze the corners without pushing it down. We're just going to squeeze the corners. We're going to get our brick back on top. We should just put the brick on and we'll be all set. Okay, so what we've done since it's November here to winterize this thing and close it up is we added a candy board above where the brood is going to be for the winter, so that way they've got some pollen and some sugar to work on over the winter. We've got an empty box on top with the moisture boards, so that way any humidity in there is going to go up, get soaked in the moisture board, and we'll vent out the front. We slid this black box over, which is just to keep it a little bit warmer, a little more toasty. And they're still flying today, it's still warm, so we're going to leave the entrance feeder with a little bit of sugar water in there. And the opening set to small on there for another couple of days. And then what we're going to do is, once it gets cold, we're going to pull this off, put it away for the winter, and then add our entrance reducer. Just run the smallest one for the winter with the mouse guard over it. So we'll just come back with our hive tool, we'll just snap this out and pop that in when the time comes. But that'll be another couple days because it's 60 degrees out here. It's November in the bee yard, so it really is a good time to be a bee, and these guys look like they're starting to settle down and find their way back in, the few that came out for a flight. Another great day. Mm.